Evening all and welcome to our latest edition of Big Game Players. Apologies, slightly later this week, but here we are now, myself Super and my co-host Banjo.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Super. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, Banjo.
Good to
Why are
hear.
we why are we doing it little bit later this week, Banjo?
I've been away. I was away for a few days. Went off to Rome. Um, yeah, had a great time in Rome. Did all the sites, all the historical things you do there. Passion of mine, history. So had a really good time.
Would be as a Man U fan, I hope so. It's
You teed me up for that one, surely.
been a long time, right? So
Yeah,
history is all
yeah,
as a United
yeah,
fan, I'm sure it will be.
yeah.
But you interesting. We spoke actually, and you said for a city like where there's meant to be two teams, Roma, more main teams, Roma and
Yeah.
Lazio.
Mm.
You said no Lazio, no?
Well, it's just like wherever you went in the city, the football shirts you saw, and there was no match day or anything like that I was aware of. And over the few days I was there, which was about 5 days, I think in total, all you saw was AS Roma kits, merchandise, and all this kind of stuff. The shops, all Roman shops, nothing really of Lazio, which surprised me.
Okay.
Um, so that just tells me, obviously, maybe I'm being naive and I maybe should have known this before. Obviously, history with trophies and what have you, you'd say Roma is the biggest club in Rome. But I think that's really clear to see when you go out there.
So the biggest team there.
Mm,
Well, let's maybe have a little look at what's been going on back in England.
yeah.
Um, let's start with your boys, United. I know you're getting a bit giddy and a bit excited with the
Nah,
recent news.
I wouldn't say giddy or excited, but as I've said to you, and I will always say, I'll go over this again. Last 10 years or so, you can't afford to get excited because there's been so many disappointments. But we're having a top window, aren't we? Especially in attacking areas. And Sesko, wow.
Is it a top window? I mean, come on, you've got you,
Well,
a lot of these players you've signed up, you've been a little bit unchallenged for.
but why do we need to be challenged? You don't always have to
I'm
go for
saying
the.
Cunha's not, I didn't
Yeah,
say
right.
the big clubs weren't all coming out to play for
But
Cunha and Buemo. I saw some brief links with Tottenham, and that was probably off the back of Franks going there.
but
Um,
but but the thing is, they're players that we've identified that we want, and we've gone and got them. And the thing is, I don't always think you have to go. If they're the players we want, then it doesn't matter who's challenged us. We've got them, and it's not always the case that you're going to sign a player, whether you're challenged or not. Look at Liverpool, for example; they're in for Isaac. No one else is in for him. Everyone else has
oh,
gone
I
elsewhere.
think I
But
think
my
I
point
think
is,
everyone else knows they're not really going to get him. When Liverpool come,
possibly,
they've come
yeah,
knocking now. They with a
probably
big
right.
proposition.
Probably right, but then had Arsenal gone in and started battling it out, I'm not saying he would have gone to Arsenal, but I'm saying
Anyway,
you
Arsenal.
don't always have to beat off a big opposition to get the player you want. That's what I'm trying to say. These are players we wanted, and it seems like the players we've got. Also, Cisco, to be honest, he was Arsenal's number one target. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he was Arsenal's number one target, and he'll be playing
Do you
against
believe he
Arsenal.
was?
Honestly,
You believe they wanted him ahead of Gokeres? Like,
well, they did. I think that's a fact. I'm not sure why it fell through. It could have been maybe he was too expensive, or maybe there was that clause which everyone, which you mentioned in a previous episode, where he wanted to. I don't know what he wanted a
I think he
clause,
wanted
10
a
million.
release clause, which was literally about 10, 20 million more.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how true that was, but he was their number one target for whatever reason. They haven't got him, and he's at United. Looks like he's on his way as we speak.
Is he
So
is he signed? Is he? I mean, you can't.
he's I saw him boarding the flight.
You've got
So
to feel. You've got to feel for Newcastle this window, right?
well,
So
nah,
it's,
listen.
it
But this
seems to
is
me everyone. It seems to me everyone they've gone for. I don't know if this PSR is working against them because you'd think with the owners
but
they've.
they offered more for Cisco, 2.5 million more. My point is this: when you said United have not been challenged, these players we're bringing in. A lot of what people were saying was whoever was going to challenge us for them or not, we weren't. after last season, United are not capable of bringing these players in. That's the way people were talking, right? Newcastle wanted Mbeumo, they wanted Sesko. That's a fact. Now they've got Champions League football. They won their first trophy last season, and then I think they've just realised that they are Newcastle United. That is who you are, and they two players they wanted,
But
and
they're only that.
they've gone to the team who are 15th in the league.
But my argument for them in Newcastle's defence, you say they're only Newcastle United, but they're what they are now because of these restrictions.
But what's the restriction when they're offering the same money as, say, Manchester
But
United?
what I'm getting at is once upon a time, well, they could go all out, is what I'm getting at. So they can't go all out with what they
No,
want.
they can't go
Once,
all out.
once upon a time, Chelsea could go all out. They could,
Yeah, no.
yeah,
I, yeah,
once they
yeah,
start signing two, three top players, the fourth and the
yeah,
fifth just want to come.
yeah.
The
I
same with
get that.
Man City.
Yeah,
Man City didn't have these PSR rules. Once, well, they've got 100 and whatever many charges.
yeah.
But what I'm getting at is once they started signing two, three, four big players,
Yes, yeah,
the
yeah.
rest want to
Look,
come.
I completely agree with you.
Newcastle
And
haven't had that. They haven't been
yeah,
able to sign two, three, four big
I get
players.
that. They've been very unfortunate in that regard. But the fact is, they had a much better season than Man United last season, and on the basis of that, and that they can match whatever United is offering now, they still never got the players. That is when they realised who they are. They started thinking they were bigger than that. What they were, even with these restrictions, they thought they were bigger than what they were. They're not, and they're struggling now because they're going to lose. There you go. Another. We're talking about Newcastle not being able to sign the two players United got. They're losing their best player as well to Liverpool. There you go.
But I think, like I said, it goes back to they can't sign what they want. I'm
But
sure the Saudis would love, like, look at Saudi Arabia. They're signing all these players, for
of
fun.
course they would. Of
And,
course they would love it.
and I'm sure Newcastle could go and buy 10 new players tomorrow, all of the, top
They can.
shelf, top
They
players.
can, and they've got
But
the restrictions.
but the restrictions won't let them.
They could still
But
they could still have enough money to try and get the players Man United wanted this summer, and they couldn't get them.
no, but what
That
I'm
is my
saying,
point.
Isaac might be thinking, oh yeah, they'll bring one or two players in, but he knows that one or two players aren't enough to go
Oh yeah,
from
I
where
get
they
it.
are to where they want to
Yeah,
get.
yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, and that's why they're Newcastle United.
Yeah.
That's my point. He
But
wouldn't
yeah,
be leaving if he was in the same situation
but
with Liverpool, Arsenal, or say United. He would not be leaving.
it makes me wonder though, like, one thing I did think earlier today, are the Saudis going to stomach this for a long time?
I think
Because
do you know what? Let's
because
be
they're
honest.
there and they'll want to be the best and they'll realize that these
They can't just
restrictions and rules won't let
yeah.
them
Their
do
hands
what
are
they
tied.
really want to do.
Yeah,
How long before they think we're out? We're,
yeah.
we're, we're checking
Well,
out,
their hands are tied. I don't think they're in it for small profits. Well, when I say small profits, I'm talking about at their level. It won't be. They won't be bringing enough money in for what they want to do. So yeah, their hands are tied. But I think this PSR rule will. I don't think it'll be forever. I don't think it's right. If I'm honest.
I, I'm a firm believer. If someone's got money, let them spend it how they want.
Yeah,
It's all good saying about this like fair play and blah de blah, but if someone's
but I
got
don't
money,
think it's totally fair the way it's done anyway.
no, no one tells you what you can do with your money on a daily
Yeah,
basis. And if
yeah,
someone's got more money than you and they want to go spend bigger than you, great. And if someone can't afford to spend as big as you, well, that's unfortunate too. But I think people in life should be able to spend their money how they want, and that
yeah.
includes football club owners.
Do you know this PSR thing? Can I ask you a question? Is it imposed by FIFA or UEFA, or is it? I know the FA, or has each domestic league got its own version?
I think they've all got their own versions from what I gather,
So
but
it's not one.
I mean, we're in England, so we see it more, but it doesn't seem to stop Barcelona. They have
This is
trouble, but they have trouble registering players for whatever reason. So
yeah.
they
So
buy by buy.
I think the Premier League, if they have their own version, they need to loosen it up a little bit because they have to remember what made the Premier League the Premier League. It was the best players coming over here, spending money, more money than any other league, and I don't think they did themselves any favors by restricting clubs in that regard. But it is what it is. One thing I don't. Well, Chelsea's bringing play. Their model is very hard to work out how they're getting around this PSR.
Well, Chelsea have got the fortunate thing that they can sell players they have got for decent money.
But I don't get why they buy so many. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, it's
But anyway, that's just going off the that's just going on to another subject.
yeah.
But yeah, Newcastle's hands are tied.
And
I'm not sure what they're going to do. They haven't got their top targets. Their
they
best
haven't got
players going.
anyone.
No,
Started with Pedro, they
well
didn't get
they got
Pedro.
no they got
Etikite, they didn't get Etikite. Then
Sesko,
Sesko now they haven't got
Mbemo.
him.
They're losing their best player in Isaac. Elanga's come
I'm
in.
not sure they were ever for him for Mbemo personally, Banjo. I know you said Mbemo, but I think their top target for a long time, from my understanding, is Wissa, and I think that will probably still
Well,
happen.
that will probably still happen, but they've
So
been
Wissa's
heavy.
there. I've seen a rumor today. Hope it's a rumor for their sake. Mikel Antonio.
Oh God, that can't be true. Come on, they're better off with Callum Wilson.
Antonio. And I'm surprised they haven't gone. I'm surprised they haven't taken a punt on a Calvert-Lewin.
I reckon they're looking to see who they can get, and if they don't, they probably will go in for someone like Calvert Lewin. But we're talking about losing Isaac and being replacing with these players. Come on, it's just such a downgrade. Even Jackson, who I actually think Jackson's all right, very very raw, but lots of potential. But that's a massive downgrade from
Yeah,
Isaac. Who have they brought in? They've got in Elanga and they brought in someone else, didn't they?
I've seen Elanga go in, and I don't know. I saw a lot.
It's been a shocking window for them.
No, not they haven't got anywhere near what they wanted to do done there.
It's a shocking window,
Yeah,
ins and outs, shocking window. They're
they've
losing
lost.
their they're losing
Looks
their
like they've
shit on
lose out.
Twitter. On Twitter, they've all lost their heads. The phone-ins on Talksport or whatever, um, they've all lost their heads.
Yeah,
It's actually quite
like I
comical.
said, I think they've just been unfortunate with circumstances and rule changes. But look, it is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day. So,
No sympathy from me, mate.
well, no, you've clearly got a hatred for everything and anyone, but that's not United. But
I
that's a
won't go as far as that. But
different story, that one. But well, let's talk about your. Speaking of hatred, let's talk Liverpool.
yeah. What about you?
So Nunes gone,
Two players gone.
Diaz gone,
Yeah.
Harvey looking like he's on his way
To Newcastle.
to Newcastle, possibly, or Red Bull Leipzig. I've seen
That will be.
now that they're filling their. Well, you say that, but a few of these young players are going to Germany now. I think maybe it gives
Yeah,
them
it's not bad, but
flourish and
I don't think he. I think he's in a position where he don't need to go. A lot of the players who do go is when they're in that situation when they're trying to break into first team, get build their
and
career up, as I say. But Elliot is there.
and
I think he's ready for. He's more than ready for a regular place in the Premier League.
I wasn't sure about our left mid, but the young lad Rio's coming in, and
Yeah, apparently he's been exciting.
yeah, he's had a really good pre-season. But in addition to that, I've always well, I've not. Our middle tier management for me is probably ahead of the game, far
What do you mean?
advanced.
What do you mean?
The way they negotiate deals. I mean, we've just sold Tyler Morton for £15 million.
Never even heard of him.
There you go. England under 21. Done a few loan spells, Hull and a couple of other teams, and
Where's he gone?
Blackburn. He's just signed for Lyon.
That's a good sign. That's good. Yeah,
Fifteen
well,
million pounds with an add-on. Ben Doak Ben Doak looks like he might be on his way.
mm.
Leeds I've seen have linked and Palace, so that's another 20 odd million they're talking. Just yeah.
Are you other than Isaac? Is there any links of any other players coming in?
Centre back's probably a cause for concern at the moment. Bit like the Mark Way. Don't know what the deal is. I still
That's
think
gone cold though, hasn't it?
it's like I've said. It'll mirror Canate, but the reality is we need him as well as Canate.
So what's going to happen?
Um,
Is there any rumours of him coming this summer, or is there any other links with any other centre backs, anything like
no,
that?
been a
Or
bit slow on that front. So
yeah, that's what I thought because I've not heard anything. So
nothing at the
maybe he's
moment.
happy with what he's got.
But we're
You know,
nearly
Scott.
there. We're nearly there. The season is nearly upon us. So
Yeah, well,
it's
you're playing this Sunday.
exciting.
Mm. No, it is
Spurs
exciting.
Spurs fans. We know a lot of them.
Yeah,
A lot of disgruntlement at the moment. I don't want to talk too much about it because actually I wouldn't mind. Why don't we try and get one on next week?
yeah, yeah. Let's get one on.
We'll get one on next week. Let's get one on next
I've
week.
got a couple of people in mind.
All right, well, let's
Um,
get them on.
let's see what we could do.
Let,
Um, yeah.
let's hear, like, they're fans. They love their club. We know they're disgruntled. They're not happy with the way their window's gone
Are they
either.
ever happy though?
Well, for
But
me,
to be fair, I think they've got reason to be disappointed in this window. They've there's been a change of manager. They've
yeah,
lost Son, even though I don't think it was offering much in the last year or two. But he's gone. Cried like a baby. That was a
good
bit
player.
weird. He was.
Cry like a baby.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I found that video.
Okay.
Or that was a bit cringe. I thought. Um, yeah, it was either staged or I just thought I
If it
don't
was a
know.
United player, you'd have been sitting there with
No,
a
well,
hanky.
yeah, I would.
You'd
I
have been
would.
sitting there with a hanky and like, why do this?
Nah,
But
nah. I thought it
because
was
as a
quite.
Spurs fan, you said it's cringe.
Nah, I thought it was quite pathetic. I mean, at the end of the day,
Okay.
he's chosen to go and then
Good
he's
player
gone.
though, son, right? 10 years?
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant for them. It's been a great servant for them. Last couple of years, like I said, not really done much, but no, can't knock it.
I always felt personally that he did a good job through the middle. I liked the work he did through the middle when Harry
Well,
Kane was injured.
there was a point, there was a period where Harry Kane, I can't remember what season it was. He was out injured, and
Well,
Son
it was
went
the
down the
season when
middle.
they got to the Champions League final,
Yeah,
especially that
of
one.
course, yeah, because there was a question mark whether Kane
Yeah,
should start. But yeah, no, listen, top player for them, brilliant signing,
good pace, good ability, good
good
finisher,
finish, yeah,
lively,
and he was
lively.
consistent. He was consistent for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but he's gone. Madison has got an ACL injury. Could be out
Wow.
for a very, very long time. That's a big blow.
Won't
I
be
think
seeing any
Solanke's picked up another injury.
won't be seeing any dart celebrations for a while.
Nah, none of that.
Um,
I don't really know who's coming in. The Morgan White situation, that would have disappointed Spurs fans. They like that. They got all giddy that day in it when they
is,
saw the here we go from the old
is Gibbs White
Romano,
is Gibbs
Fabrizio
White
Romano.
still okay? Is he all right? I don't know that.
No, we don't
Pre-Kona
know.
and right.
Well, I'm not commenting on that, but like I said, we've that was awkward, and yeah, I don't know. They've brought Paulina in. That looks like someone who could help.
Who's that?
But
Sorry,
Paulina, what's his name? It's just coming
Paulini.
up.
Yeah, he's coming
Yeah,
on a season-long loan. We'll
yeah.
see.
So that's decent. But Kulisevsky's injured. I don't. Look, let's be honest. They finished 17th last season. They won a trophy, fantastic, but they've not done enough. They've clearly not done enough in this summer.
For me, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull it up next week. I'll rattle some feathers when we get a Spurs fan on because I believe they're arguably the most deluded fans in football because I don't know what their expectation is. Um, they keep saying we haven't got this, we haven't got that. They've built this good stadium and it's a lovely
It's
stadium. Brilliant.
fantastic.
But they keep moaning they haven't done this, they haven't done that. But what do they expect? Do they actually think they're going to win the league?
No,
What is that
but
club's
no,
expectations?
but why shouldn't they? I know Arsenal obviously had the better history with trophies. Really kicked on from the 80s onwards
But
in
they weren't winning
comparison.
leagues with Glenn Hoddle and Chris Waddle and
No,
Gary Lineker and
no, I know, but
Gascoigne. They weren't
I
winning leagues
know, but
then. Why are they going to start winning them now?
no, they weren't. But why shouldn't they expect to be as good as Arsenal?
Well, Arsenal are ahead of the curve than them. They've won
Yeah,
stuff more recent.
why should they accept that Arsenal are ahead of the curve? That's what I'm trying to say.
It's not
They're,
accepting it, but why?
the resources are probably just as much, if you know. So shouldn't they be better? Why do they keep getting it wrong? This is what I'm trying to say. Why have they never really been top?
Well,
That's what they expect. I think they're not. Surely they don't expect to win the league or anything, but they expect to be up there in the mix with the big boys.
and
Why not?
I've had enough of hearing the Tottenham way. Come on, the Tottenham. What's the Tottenham way? Come on. I want to win. I want to win with brilliant football.
No,
And
no.
it's just nonsense.
I
Just
think when you're listen. I
I don't
think
know
when
what
you're.
they want.
I
I don't
think
know what
when
they want, Banjo. I don't
nah,
understand them. But
but
look, I'll tell you what. Rather than harp on about it this week, let's get someone on next week. And
yeah,
I'm going to ask the questions because I want to know what they think they are.
Yeah, we'll really take them to task, I think, next week.
Let's get someone on next week and let's see what they say.
Okay.
We had some homework this week, didn't we?
We did. Again. This was a bit more difficult, I think.
You found it difficult, did you?
I found difficult doing my top three.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I know who my favourite player is. I'm going to put him number one.
Well, let's start
But
with.
two and three, I found quite difficult because there's so many good players, top players. But anyway, we could start. Do you want to hear my three and then talk about players, or should
No,
we?
I want to talk about your number three first.
All right. Right. Before we start, you ain't going to cheat again. Are we doing our lifetime, or are you going to come out with something before?
Are you worried I'm going to put friends in there?
Well, yeah, Oh, yeah. I'm just sticking Pele. My show, Pele. What are you going to do about it? So, yeah, are you going to do that again?
I don't know if it was quite like that, but okay.
It came across like that, mate.
Well, Franz Beckenbauer, no, I haven't got him in. There you go.
All right, so that means it is our lifetime. All right, number three.
I hope you've got Didi Hamann somewhere, but okay, come, let's hear you. Number three.
Come on. I've got, look, I'm doing, I don't think it's as, because there's somebody on the same level. I'm going to go with my third favourite. I find this difficult, actually.
It is quite difficult because they're all
same level.
I think they're all good, very good. They're not like elite, but they're all
that's
like
what.
very
That's what I'm
saying.
saying. There's not much between any of them.
I found this exercise quite similar, but I've gone with I think three. I think that warrant a mention based on what we've seen. No Gerd Muller either because it won our lifetime.
No, Gerd Muller.
So
or
let's go. Who's your
right,
third?
I'm going for someone who I really enjoyed watching, and it's not biased because I'm going for Schweinsteiger. Not because he did do anything at United. No, I thought it was brilliant.
Top three German players. You've come out of Schweinsteiger.
In my lifetime, in 2014 World Cup, he was immense, especially in that final, and he was the captain as well. So I'm going for him. They won the World Cup. I'm going for him because as a favourite, and when he signed for United, I was so excited, but it didn't happen.
I'd love to see him
sign for United. I'm going to tell you what it was when I realised how really good he was. He started on the right wing in his early career. Do you remember that? Right midfield. Yeah. I think it was the 2004 Euros. And then he went into centre midfield. And I remember going to Old Trafford to watch him. It was United v Bayern. I think the year was 2010. They knocked us out when Robin scored that great goal. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. He was brilliant that day. I remember watching, thinking, "Wow, he's class." Schweinsteiger, brilliant. So from that day, really became someone I really, really enjoyed to watch. So I'm going for him.
My number three. I've gone for a player who turned up at the tournaments, and he always showed up at the big tournaments. And you could
goal scorer.
Didn't
really do well club football, did he?
Yeah, he was there.
But yeah, he was
closer. Good goal scorer. He was always there. For me, he's in. So he's got my number three slot. I think just through being top scorer in a couple of tourneys.
No, good shout.
Internationals, good player, big game player.
Okay.
So he's my number three. Who you gone for it too?
My number two, I've gone for Philipp Lahm.
Okay, good shout.
Solid player, high consistent player. Won it all with Bayern, Germany. I think it would be a shame if I didn't put him in. Could have gone for someone more exciting, I guess. But
Pep actually says one of the best players he's coached.
Yeah, not surprised. I think he was like an inverted fullback as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was one of the first. So very intelligent player, very tidy player, very consistent player. Won everything, high level. Yeah, I'm going for Philipp Lahm.
I've got a sneaky feeling our number one will be the same, but my number two. We talk about players mentioned, when you talk about the best players in their position. And there was a couple of them actually that came close to this, but Manuel Neuer.
Yeah.
Longevity. Fantastic goalkeeper.
I was actually going to mention another when we're throwing players after. I'll mention a couple more. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
no, Neuer, fantastic.
Manuel Neuer, been at a big club all his career, number one in all his career.
I have to be honest though. I remember when he
Kept
was at
out.
Schalke. I remember when he dropped one in at Old Trafford. I was there playing for Schalke in the semi-final of the Champions League in 2009. No, 2011. Dropped one in. I think it was Darren Gibson. He just took a shot straight at him and he dropped one in. But anyway, but no, I can't argue with that. Brilliant player.
And go on, I'll let you have the glory. Tell everyone how.
Well, this one was
by
far this is the one which was easy for me by far. My number one. I remember watching him in the '99 World Cup. I just thought he was unbelievable. Different, best player in the tournament, elite, scoring goals up and down, box to box midfielder, brilliant. Lothar Matthäus.
Yeah, spot on. He's my number one too. So
yeah.
I think for any younger listeners and thinking who's Lothar Matthäus, the best way I can say it, and shoot me down if you want, Banjo. I think you may do or you may want to, but actually quite reminiscent of Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to shoot
pitch,
down.
The way he could strike a ball.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you why I liked him as well, because at the time, obviously, Brian Robson was my favourite player. Yeah. And he was in that mould as well, up and down, scoring goals and basically being a midfield general. So, no, I'm not going to knock you for saying that he's similar to Gerrard, because he was that type.
Reel out some players. Let me tick them off.
Right. I'm going to reel out players. Jurgen Klinsmann.
Yeah.
Andreas Bremer.
Good player, good solid fullback, one of the best fullbacks.
Thomas Hassler.
Winning penalty, right? Thomas Hassler, yeah.
Matthäus Sammer.
Fantastic player. Actually, do you know what?
He was close for me.
He came close to the top three for me.
Andreas Moller.
Really liked watching him play. Goal scoring midfielder.
Effenberg.
Yeah.
He was a good player. He was actually close for me.
That Bayern Munich, they had some good players back then.
Of course they did.
That 99 final they should have won. Smash and grab,
but they didn't, did they?
They didn't.
Right. Moller as well, the one who's just retired, or he's just left Bayern. Right. In the past, I think they deserve a mention. The ones who we couldn't choose from was Beckenbauer, Uri Zähler, Gerd Müller, Paul Breitner, Netzer, Fritz Walter. Fritz Walter was a legendary captain, 1954. He's got a big reputation. Goalkeepers, you mentioned, you put Neuer in. Yeah. I also want to mention Seb Meyer, the famous German keeper in the 70s, and obviously Oliver Kahn.
Yeah.
I thought he was fantastic.
Brilliant.
And then there was the players in my younger years, Litbarski. Pierre Litbarski.
I had him down on my list.
Yeah. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
Yeah, you can forget him.
You can't forget him. A lot of players. I think, mate, if we were 4 or 5 years older, I think he might have got in there actually. And Rudi Voller, the one who got spat at by Rijkaard.
I was going to say that was actually one of the funniest incidents you'll see.
But I remember going back. I remember the three.
Is that you? Is that all your players?
That's the ones I just thrown in.
Well, let me throw you a few that you've missed out there that I believe.
Oh, no. Karl-Heinz Riedler. Here we go.
Michael Ballack.
Oh, my God, of course. What a player.
Fantastic player.
Yeah, of course.
One player who, I'm surprised he's not on your list, but okay, that's you sharing your limited knowledge every now and again. But Tony Cruz.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I was just...
You talk about someone who wants to run a midfield.
Yeah.
Helmer.
Well worth being it. Helmer, yep.
Kohler.
Yeah. Oh, no, I've got Kohler. Kohler, the centre back.
Yeah.
I've got him in.
I thought Mario Basler was a superb player.
Yeah, he scored in the 99 final.
Bernd Schuster.
Of course, yeah. Bayern and Real Madrid in the 80s.
And the other one...
so many.
The other one I've mentioned, actually, more for his international achievements, but I think he was good player was Podolski. The other one you could maybe throw in that hat is Mesut Ozil, but
I don't think either of these. Look at the names we've just rolled out.
They're not as good as some of those other players.
No, come on. The two you've mentioned there.
I'm trying to.
The two you mentioned there, which I cannot believe I did put on my list, was Ballack and Cruz. Yeah. They more than deserve to be on that list.
Don't forget, I'm trying to mend relationships with Arsenal fans here as well. So
you're sticking in Podolski.
I mentioned a couple of players, so they don't.
It was all right, but come on. I don't think he deserves to be mentioned amongst these players.
Oh, Banjo, that brings us towards the end of another episode.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't go for Ziegler,
Hmm.
Christian Ziegler.
Right, let me do my real three.
Ziegler, Riedler, Haman.
And Didier, man.
Yeah.
Spot on.
What about the other one who played in your midfield? The one who went, who you sold, Klopp sold.
Oh, no, Emre Chan.
Yeah.
No,
Surprised you ain't got him in there as well.
well, there's some really good players we've had over the years, and what can I say? Admittedly, I didn't put any of them in my top three.
Yeah, so strange that. Can't
Yeah.
believe it.
But
Can't believe it.
unlike some. But anyway, that's
Oh, wow.
like I said, we come towards the end of another episode.
Yeah.
Next week. So
Yes.
next
Next
week,
week,
we're touching our predictions for top three, top
we
four,
have to do a Premier League preview.
top four predictions. Let's maybe look at
Relegation.
Who do we think's going down?
And maybe let's pick a surprise team.
Let's pick a surprise team for top four.
Who we think is going to overachieve. A bit like a Nottingham Forest.
And let's pick a surprise team to possibly be in a relegation battle.
It's not a surprise sticking Spurs in, though, is it really?
Well, we're going to have a Spurs fan on next week, so be on your best behaviour. It's bad enough you've got Arsenal fans after you. Don't want them after you too. But
why is it Arsenal fans are refusing to come on the show?
Well, we'll get one on some.
I don't think they want to come on.
Problem is, you have to find a sensible one, and that's where it breaks down.
Brilliant.
Thanks for your time, Banjo.
You too, Super.
We'll have a good week, and
yeah,
I'll be seeing you. We've got our dream team at the weekend, haven't we?
We have. We've got our auction on Sunday. Looking forward to that. That could get quite feisty as well.
And that's an auction where we all, for listeners that don't know, obviously, that's an auction where only one person can end up with the player. So it's not a fantasy football thing where you've all got the same players. It's everyone's got the same player. So I'll tell you what, we'll laugh next week, and we'll put a poll out there. Actually, I'm going to write this down so I can remember it. We're going to do a poll next week. We're both going to read out our 11s that we ended up with on this auction night. And why don't our listeners tell us who they think will have a better season?
That's right. Let's be honest. Let's also make the point that it's very exclusive league. This very prestigious.
We'll get people watching it.
It might have become a.
You go hunting for that sensible Arsenal fan, and let's see what we can sap up for the Spurs fans.
Yeah, don't hold your breath, mate.
Have a good week, Banjo.
You too. All the best, mate.